Let me tell ya, I was not planning to make this video, but while doing my classic Sonic story video, I had to gather some footage, and so I had to do a couple of arcade runs of Sonic the Fighters, which I had always just dismissed because I'm an actual fighting game fan. I quite like fighting games, and I play a number of them. And just based on what I remembered from playing this game as a kid, I just assumed this was a shit fighting game, plus that's what I've always heard about it. So I haven't even really bothered to come back to this game in like 10 years or something like that. But for the story video, I needed footage, so I played through it a couple of times on arcade mode. And I can't believe I'm saying it, but I actually had a pretty good time. Single player in fighting games, to me, has always been like, what the fuck is the point of that? I don't give a shit. If I'm not playing against an actual human being, I do not care. But I don't know, for whatever reason, I actually managed to have a good bit of fun with Sonic the Fighters. It's certainly more surface level fun than what I normally get when I play fighting games like online with other people, but I can't deny that I had a good time while playing this game. It's fun to see all these Sonic characters that I know and love, and see them doing all these different cool animations that you don't really see anywhere else, and just interacting with each other in cool ways. It's nice to see how the devs took the characters and tried to figure out what sort of moves they would do in a fighting context, sometimes using their innate abilities like Knuckles gliding and stuff. It's kind of fun. And some of the animations are actually pretty good and entertaining just to look at. I mean, look at Amy's win animation. Look at that little cutie patootie. How can you not love that? The music is also good. That helps. And honestly, a big help is that, unlike when I was playing this game as a kid, I actually took some time to learn the controls and the moves with the characters I was playing and figuring out how to actually kind of play the game. And, you know, there's some stuff there. I mean, I didn't really dig in a lot because I'm just playing single player, but I actually would kind of be interested in playing this game against other people and kind of learning it a little bit. There might actually be something there. I've watched tournament footage of this game, and it's kind of neat, actually. I mean, I'm pretty sure that it's like a fuck-busted, unbalanced, totally broken piece of shit, but that can be fun, too. Although, for single player, one thing that definitely needs to be said: Metal Sonic is some bullshit. This character is fucked up. I mean, it's obviously the boss character, that's why you can't play as him or anything. But holy fuck, he just cheats. Like, what the fuck? This character, this boss, is not okay. He's actually pretty not fun to fight. And another thing I've noticed about the AI in this game is that they fucking love to go for grabs. If you ever get close to the other character, the AI is gonna go for like 50 grabs. It is absolutely insane. And I don't know how to break out of grabs in this game, or if you even can. I'm not sure. I've tried grabbing at the same time as them, and that has not worked. But also, grabbing feels very inconsistent for me, whereas like with the AIs, they can fucking grab all the time. They can like cancel attacks into grabs and all kinds of shit. And I'm like, I can't even fucking get a grab to happen most of the time. What the fuck? The one thing I would say I really dislike about this game overall is the walk speed on all the characters. Everybody moves so fucking slowly. It makes it so that dashing is basically the only viable way to move. And that means that, like, doing footsies where you try to move back and forth to control spacing is very difficult with how slow everybody moves if you're not running. Another issue that I have is the side dodges, because a lot of times if an enemy starts up an attack and then you dodge to the side, their attack will just track you and turn to hit you anyway. And if you do that, like, fancy dodge where you go behind your opponent and they're like, huh? That doesn't actually mean you have frame advantage. They can still hit you first, even though you did that to catch them off guard, quote-unquote. So the dodge is very inconsistent, and I just don't really like how that works. But other than that, things are pretty cool. Like, you can do interesting stuff where, like, if you have your back to the opponent, if they, like, jumped over you, you can run forward, and then you'll run into the wall, and you'll run up the wall and jump off of it to do an attack like it's fucking wrestling or something. And if your back is to a wall, you can do things where you rocket yourself off the wall, or you can jump into the wall and then jump off of it for other airborne attacks. This is actually... why is there, like, neat stuff going on in this game? That's fucked up. And you know what? The Death Egg 2 in this game looks cool. I mean, yeah, that's an extremely minor and irrelevant detail, but like it. And that's pretty much all I have to say about Sonic the Fighters. Is it a great fighting game? Probably not. Is it a good game? Eh. But is it fun? Yeah, kinda. I had a good time. So I say throw it on the list. Sonic continues to be good. But don't think we're done yet. I got one more classic Sonic game I want to talk about. A secret surprise Sonic game. One that certainly surprised me that I actually found enjoyable. Another game that I played just to capture footage for. SegaSonic the Hedgehog. That's right. This fucking arcade game that no one's ever heard of and no one's ever played. I loaded it up real quick just to get some footage for the story video, but then I kinda wanted to just see what this game was and check it out, so I did a full playthrough of it. And I gotta say, I actually kinda thought it was a little bit neat. I mean, it's like barely anything. The entire game is like 10 minutes long, so there's not a whole lot here, but, you know, within that 10 minutes, it's kind of a neat little game. The game is isometric, which means that it has the same issues that 3D Blast and Labyrinth have, of limited visibility and stuff, and the game is actually supposed to be controlled with a trackball, which I have no access to, so I just controlled it with an analog stick, which works perfectly fine, though I definitely would be interested to try this game with an actual trackball, because a lot of times the gameplay is just like move in one direction, which with an analog stick is like nothing. But with a trackball where you have to keep on flicking it, I could see that actually being a bit more fun. But even still, the very simple gameplay, it was entertaining enough for 10 minutes. I had a relatively good time. I don't really have a whole lot to say about the game. It's just very simple little tasks that the game asks you to do. And you just move from task to task very quickly. It has that arcade energy where you're constantly moving really quickly and constantly just changing things up. Now you're doing this, now you're doing that, now you're doing something else. And it's not bad. As far as how do you achieve a 3D multiplayer Sonic game on an arcade machine using trackballs, it kinda gets the job done. It's interesting. So I would at the very least say that if you're really into Sonic, it's worth checking out. I mean, it's only 10 minutes long. What could it possibly hurt? You might end up having a little bit of fun with it. For what it is, I would say SegaSonic the Hedgehog is actually not bad. And now we're done. I got no more classic shit to talk about. I ain't talking about no goddamn Sonic Spinballs or any of that. The next Sonic game that I make a video on is gonna be Sonic Adventure, finally. I guess you could say this large gap of doing other videos with Sonic is somewhat appropriate, considering that from Sonic 3 and Knuckles all the way to Sonic Adventure, there was a large gap where people were just wondering, when are we gonna get to the next mainline Sonic game? So really, I'm just taking you through the experience that Sonic fans had to deal with in the late 90s. Or something like that, I guess. Whatever. I hope you enjoyed. This video was quite a bit shorter than my previous Sonic videos. Thank God, I needed a break from working on gigantic fucking videos that take me forever to make. But if it makes you feel better, the Sonic Adventure video is probably going to be extremely long, so get ready for that. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time.